Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to beat your bookkeeping competition and hopefully win some high paying clients. My name is Zach Pasquarello. If we have not yet had the chance to meet, I started my bookkeeping business 5 years ago, and now I make these videos because, well, truthfully, I love talking about bookkeeping. I am passionate about helping other people, educating, coaching, teaching other people. Hopefully, I can share some lessons that I've learned and you can fast track to success and avoid the mistakes that I made. Let's jump right into it. It's Friday. We're all excited for the weekend. I don't want to waste any time. So let's talk about it. And before I get too far into my notes, I do just want to add honestly, this video is just as much, hopefully, a message to you as it is a message to myself. So if I say anything that sounds like it's impacting you, or if I say anything that sounds like that really resonates with you, just know that everything here is also really resonating with me. So I am speaking to you just as much as I am speaking to myself in this video. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, it will in a few minutes. I'm going to go through my notes first. I have a long list of topics I want to talk about. And then if you're watching live on YouTube, you can go ahead and ask some questions, and I will do my very best to answer everybody's questions. Okay, let's talk about it. So, how to beat your competition. So, if you're just getting started, not an issue. You don't have any competition because you are the new guy, the new lady who is now the competition. But here's what I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on high quality customer service. In the end, high quality customer service is the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter how good your marketing is. It doesn't matter how great your editing skills are. It doesn't matter how great of a sweet talker you are during the sales pitch. It doesn't matter what you do for your networking conferences and your meetups. The only thing that matters at the end of the day is your product, your service, delivering high quality customer service. That should always be the number one focus. With that in mind, really the only way that we can offer high quality customer service is by pricing our services appropriately. Do not get involved in a race to the bottom. If you are just trying to price match your customers, then you are going to find yourself offering services way underpriced. Yes, it will help you short term get your clients, but in the long term, it's not sustainable. If you race to the bottom, you will absolutely get customers ahead of your competition, but you're going to be overworked and stressed out. So don't fall into the trap of getting into the race to the bottom. Because at least for me, I'm a one man show. I do all the bookkeeping myself. So if you want to go for volume, like Walmart, if you want to hire a bunch of outsourced bookkeepers and try to just get as many clients as you possibly can, maybe you could do that. Maybe that could be profitable. That's not the type of business model that I run. I have 70 of my own bookkeeping clients. I charge $500 per month and I do all the work myself. So if you want to manage 200 clients and have a team of 20 bookkeepers and offer dirt cheap bookkeeping prices, that's a totally different business model than the one that I recommend people do. So that's totally different. So that could work for you. But for me, I'm doing all the work and maybe you have one or two helpers. Don't get involved in a race to the bottom. Another thing, competition is inevitable. Competition is inevitable. Go down any busy street in your hometown, you're going to see, what are you going to see? CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens right next to each other. Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's right next to each other. Walmart and Target very close to each other. Competition is inevitable. It's capitalism, it's business. So you can't avoid competition. What you can do is become an expert in your field. So this is why it could be potentially beneficial for you to pick a niche. This might help you stand out from your competition. If I advertise myself as a real estate investor, bookkeeping expert, I would be a lot more likely to get a real estate client versus Joe Schmo down the road who's just a regular bookkeeper. I could probably offer a premium for my services, charge a premium for my services because I am an expert in my field. Now, having a niche, I talk about it a lot. You don't necessarily need to do it in the beginning. I actually don't recommend doing it in the beginning, but as you grow, if you want to attract higher paying clients, could be a good idea to become an expert in your field and advertise yourself. Be patient. Starting a business is not a get rich quick scheme. You did not win the lottery because you registered your LLC and you got an EIN number and a business bank account. I promise you, you are not going to get rich next year. If anything, let me just be real with you, you are probably going to make less money in 2026 than you did in 2025 if you worked your full time job and if you're just now starting. And I can say that confidently because the exact same thing happened to me. I was working as a warehouse manager at Amazon, making $100,000 annual salary. And I quit my full time job and I started my bookkeeping business. I think in the first 12 months, I made like $65,000. So you are probably going to make less money. You have to be patient. This is not a get rich quick scheme. You have to be patient. You have to think long term sustainability. Long term, do you want to offer cheap prices just to quickly get clients today or this month or in the next few months? Listen, I get it. I know you're frustrated and you want to get clients as quickly as possible, but you have to think about long term sustainability. Imagine in 5 years, imagine you were me and you had all 70 of these clients. Wouldn't you rather have 70 high quality clients who are paying appropriately in 5 years instead of having 70 clients very quickly, but they're all paying half the price? And yeah, you maybe you could grow quickly, but is that really sustainable? You have to be patient. You have to think long term. I know it's hard. It's hard for me. I'm a very like, let's get this done tomorrow. Let's get this done. Let's get some clients. Let's grow. I'm all about growth. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about growth, but you also have to factor in long term sustainability. Can you sustain operating this bookkeeping business by offering low pricing? I don't think you can. Use this as motivation. Use competition as motivation. Be the loudest in your market. Crush your competition by doing more and being so much better. So if you see somebody pop up and they start a bookkeeping business wherever and they are your competition, don't get discouraged. Don't give up. Don't think, geez, like I'm going to stop talking about it on social media now because like it's kind of awkward. Like I don't want to be that guy talking about my bookkeeping business and she's over there trying to promote her bookkeeping business. Like this isn't working. She's going to get all my customers. Don't shy away. Don't be quiet out of fear. You have to do the opposite. Use this as fuel. Use this as motivation. Wake up tomorrow thinking, okay, let's go. There's some competition. It's the same thing with sports. Like, I don't want my competition to get worse, right? Like, we can't control our competition. I don't want to win because I went up against a worse team or a worse opponent. I want to go against the absolute best opponent and I want to get better. I want to prove that I am the best in the community. I'm the best in the industry. I don't know. That's just my nature. So, with that in mind, who cares about competition? I don't care what they're doing because I am going to be the absolute best version of myself. And this is where I'm going to get a little fired up. And this is what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. I'm talking to myself right now. So, I'm talking to you, but I'm also talking to myself. You got to be the loudest in your market. Use this as fuel, use this as motivation. Continue to make social media marketing content and continue to market your business the best that you possibly can. Who cares about competition? Just be a better version of yourself. Another thing. Okay, no, I want to go to this. No one is going to outwork you. No one will be as consistent as you. No one can persevere the growing pains like you can. No one has the determination to succeed like you. So focus on being the best that you can. There's always going to be competition, but who cares? Because they are not going to work harder than you. You could give away all your secrets. You could tell people exactly how you do things. That's what I've done. I tell people exactly what I've done and how I do it, but there's still a ton of people, probably thousands of people who were not able to start and grow a bookkeeping business like I was because they just simply were not willing to work as hard as me. Now, hopefully, if you're watching this video right now, hopefully you're not one of them and you're willing to work as hard as you possibly can. But if you see competition, don't get discouraged. Just think to yourself, I'm going to work harder than them. I'm going to be more consistent than them. Hey, tomorrow, I can't take off. I can't skip making social media marketing content tomorrow because Billy Bob over there, he's going to make marketing content. So I have to be the absolute best version of myself. And also, there's other people who might be a realtor and they might start a bookkeeping business. They might try to start a side hustle. And this applies to any industry, maybe not just bookkeeping, any industry. Who cares what it is? There's going to be other people who try to do what you do. But this is why I recommend you have to focus 100% on one thing. Imagine if you have three separate companies. Imagine you've got a bookkeeping business, you're a realtor, and you've got a photography business. I don't know. You've got three different things. They're all side hustles, and you're just trying to make a quick buck. Imagine you have that, and then there's somebody else down the road who is only focused on his bookkeeping business. That is what he does every day. That's what he talks about. How do you think you're going to compete with him when you're trying to do three different things and he's going all in on one thing? It's impossible. There's no way that you could give 35% of your effort to a bookkeeping business and try to compete with Billy Bob down the road who's giving 100% of his effort. So I talk a lot about working hard, persevere, be consistent, never give up. And a part of that is giving 100% of your effort, attention, energy to your bookkeeping business or to whatever business you're starting. So let me just talk about Zip Capital real quick. If you don't know, I started my investment fund about a year ago. This is why I'm going all in on Zip Capital because I'm trying to compete with other people who are giving 100% of their attention and energy to their investment fund, to their lending company. So that's why people ask me all the time, like, why don't you just keep Harrisburg Bookkeeping and try to run Zip Capital? Because I need to give 100%. I need to be all in on Zip Capital if I want to be successful. So right now, for me, Harrisburg Bookkeeping is my full-time job, and Zip Capital is my bookkeeping business. If I want to compare what I'm doing to what you're doing, so right now you have to decide, do you want to just kind of go halfway in with your bookkeeping company, keep your full-time job and just kind of go halfway in? That could work. Sure, you could probably make $50,000. You can maybe make $100,000 extra with your side hustle bookkeeping business. But if you really want to get to the next level, if you want to crush your competition and dominate your market and get more clients and grow this thing and make $1 million per year, you're going to have to go all in on your bookkeeping business. You're going to have to quit your full-time job. Now, with all that being said, of course, I always recommend quit responsibly. Make sure you have a plan in place, make sure you have money saved up, quit responsibly. But eventually, if you want to grow this thing to seven figures, eight figures into a very successful company, you're going to have to go all in. I swear, I feel like people think I'm crazy for giving up on my bookkeeping business, but I am crazy. That just goes to show how confident I am, how all in, and how determined I am to make Zip Capital succeed. Okay, two more points, and then we'll get to the questions here. Yes, be a student of your craft. No one can beat you if you live and breathe bookkeeping and accounting. If you are obsessed with bookkeeping, if you take a college class, if you take intro to accounting, if you are pursuing your CPA, if you watch YouTube videos, if you study other bookkeepers and accountants, if you try to improve your social media marketing, if you live and breathe your bookkeeping business, nobody's going to beat you because you are all in. Not only are you all in 9 to 5, but you are thinking about this on the weekend. You're working on this late in the evening. You're waking up early. You are all in. Nobody can beat you if you are obsessed with growing your bookkeeping business. And that's what it's going to take if you want to get to the next level. If you want to get beyond $100,000 per year, it's going to take you making sacrifices and becoming obsessed with this. Last thing I'm going to bring up, this has been the foundation for my entire entrepreneur journey. People come to me all the time and say, I want to hire you because I've been following you for 2 years. So there's going to be competition. There's going to be people who pop up. There's going to be new bookkeeping businesses that pop up. You just have to stay true to yourself. There's people out there who will start following you right now, and you just have to be patient and you have to be consistent and committed long term. There will be people eventually, if you stay committed, there will be people eventually who reach out to you and say, let's see, where's a couple people? They say, Steele Sadler. They'll say, Kachi 2321. Rose Marshall, Jenny, Hugh Brown. There's going to be people. I'm just calling out people in the chat. There's going to be people that reach out to you and contact you and say, "Hey, I've been following you for 2 years now. I'm ready to invest. I'm ready to have you be my bookkeeper. I'm ready to sign up with Harrisburg Bookkeeping because I've been following you for 2 years because I trust you." And you can't buy that. You can't, there's no short-term solution to getting that kind of trust, to building that kind of relationship. So I am growing Zip Capital now at this point. I'm growing Zip Capital so that people in 1 or 2 years want to invest with me, not because they're chasing fixed returns. Yeah, I offer 8 to 12% fixed returns. That's great. You might be able to get better returns somewhere else, but I am going all in on Zip Capital. And I want people to invest in Zip Capital because of me, because they trust me, they know me, they like what I'm doing. I don't want people to just price shop and just go to the next fund that's offering 1% better. That's not my target audience, because if that's your target audience, if you're just looking for a bookkeeping client who's just going to try to find the absolute cheapest service, that's not your ideal client. Your ideal client is somebody who's looking for a long-term relationship, is looking for a high-quality bookkeeper, and that's what you are. That's what you offer. You offer high-quality customer service. You are in this for the long run, so don't drop your prices. And if I'm talking to myself, don't chase after more expensive capital. Don't increase your rates just to try to chase after more investors. So I'm going to stay true to my offering, 8% up to 12% fixed returns. And even though it's tempting to get more investors at a higher offering, I'm going to stay true to my rates because I believe in long-term sustainability. Okay, that's enough of my rant. So sorry if yeah. Anyway, let's just jump into the chat. So it's been a good week. I'm feeling fired up. It's been a good week. A lot of things are happening in my bookkeeping business. A lot of things are happening in Zip Capital, my YouTube channel. So it's been a really good week. It's almost the holidays, so let's end this year strong. Let's get after it. So okay. Usually I'm exhausted by Friday, but this Friday for some reason I'm feeling a little bit more fired up. So on Monday, I had an in-person Zip Capital meeting. And then yesterday, I had another in-person Zip Capital meeting. And then today, I had my third in-person Zip Capital meeting for the week. So things are really picking up with my investment fund. So let's jump right into the questions. Okay, Angelo, it makes sense. Thank you. Yep, Rose Marshall, great artwork in the background. Is that a mermaid? Yes, that is a mermaid. Do you have a budding artist in the family? Yes. As you can see, my children, they love. So here's what my children, by the way, let me just show you this. This is from my 3-year-old son. So my kids, every single morning, my son was awake at 5 a.m. this morning. So this is why I have to wake up early so that I can get ahead on my work. Every single morning, my kids come to my office and they want me to print a coloring page. So this is every single morning. I've got 3 young kids, a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old. I've got 2 other kids, but the 3-year-old, 5-year-old, and 7-year-old come to my office every morning and they request a coloring printing page. They request me to print a coloring page for them. So that's what I've been dealing with. But yes, I've been trying to hang up their artwork on the wall behind me. Okay. What top 3 niches do you recommend? I recommend real estate investors and general contractors. Those are the 2 niches that I have. But then there's also some good niches. This is not from my own personal experience. This is more so from what I've heard. E-commerce can be a really great niche if you learn it. It's complicated. There's a lot of e-commerce companies. Restaurants. There's a lot of restaurants. If you can become a restaurant expert, that could be really successful for you. And then trucking. Trucking could be a good niche. Yeah. Cars, auto industry, car dealerships, mechanics. That's another good niche. But me personally, I really like real estate investors and general contractors. Hi, Zach. What is the mix of your clients' cash versus accrual? Majority are cash, probably 90% are cash basis. At what point of revenue do you advise clients to take up accrual? Great question. I never advise clients. I try to stay away from advising clients. I'm just a bookkeeper. I'm not a CPA or an enrolled agent or a tax expert. So I really try to stay away from actually, in general, all things. I really try to stay away from advising clients one way or another. Yeah, I will present the facts, but I will not give my opinion or my recommendation. Angelave, I love that you pumped me up. Let's go. Absolutely. Appreciate you. Hey, Zach, non-bookkeeping question. What's your favorite TV show? Have a good weekend. My favorite TV show. Nothing new right now. My favorite TV show. So I'm really like Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, Prison Break. I really liked Prison Break, Breaking Bad, Mad Men, 24. When I was younger, I loved 24. I'm sure I'm missing some other ones, but yeah. Loki, really liked Loki. That was a good one. There's some other TV shows I'm sure that I'm missing, but yeah, I don't know. I'm more of like an action, mystery, crime kind of guy. But yeah, Walking Dead was probably my all-time favorite for a while there, and then Game of Thrones is really good. Still Sadler, thank you for what you do, Zach. I look forward to your lives. Having a mentor in this space who is transparent and honest is such a benefit to have. You are inspirational. Steele Sadler, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hi, Zach. Love and admire what you're doing. How long did it take you to complete your degree in accounting? So, I never completed my degree in accounting. I took 10 college level, undergrad, and graduate level classes, but I never officially completed my degree. So, probably have just about enough, almost enough classes to finish my master's degree. I think I was 2 or 3 classes away from completing my master's degree, but technically, I never completed my degree in accounting. I want to start bookkeeping, but have no experience in the subject and don't think QuickBooks is enough. So, what I recommend is learn bookkeeping fundamentals: debits, credits, assets, liabilities, equity, income, expenses, accounts payable, accounts receivable, and debits and credits, how all of those things relate to each other. Learn bookkeeping fundamentals, learn basic accounting concepts, start marketing your bookkeeping business now. It's going to take you 1 to 3 months to get your first client anyway. So I would recommend enroll in Intro to Accounting at a local community college. It might cost $500, might cost $1,000. It is a little bit expensive, but if you can afford it, highly recommend take Intro to Accounting. I think it's going to give you a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, and just as importantly, it'll give you a lot of confidence. I work from home and have 3 kids, and the thought of how long it will take me to complete college classes discourages me. You don't need a college degree. You don't need college classes. It's good for you to get that experience and get that knowledge, but you can start your bookkeeping business today. You don't need a college degree. Next question. Any recommendations for remote client acquisition? Currently living abroad in South America and looking for clients. Social media marketing. So that's kind of a broad question, but all of my clients, I work with them virtually, remotely. So yeah, I think just social media marketing, have a Google My Business profile, have a website, maybe write a blog, maybe create tutorials. There are a ton of ways that you can virtually, remotely get clients. That's how all of my clients are. Let's see. Next question. Joe Schramm. Cold calls went pretty well. Most people were friendly, said that they appreciated the follow up. They just don't need help. Others hung up. No big deal. I'll keep trying when I have time, but still going to stick with the Facebook friend request. So here's the thing, Joe, and I'd be curious to see if you experienced this. I feel like it was kind of a waste of time. When I tried it, I talked to maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 to 10 people. And it's just like, wow, I just spent an hour and I talked to 5 people. I don't know. I just kind of feel like my time, if you instead you would have spent an hour making a tutorial or making a video or creating more content or engaging with your audience, I feel like that potentially could have been a better use of your time. So appreciate you reporting back. Happy to hear that you at least talked to a few people. But yeah, I think social media is always going to be your best bet. Do you use any financial accounting software aside from QuickBooks? Nope. Strictly QuickBooks Online. I don't even work with QuickBooks Desktop. I only work with QuickBooks Online. Do you think a website would help with client acquisition? Kachi2321, absolutely. I definitely think you should get a website. Definitely think you should get a Google My Business profile. I just got my Google My Business profile for Zip Capital a few days ago. I think it helps. It's just one more tool to the toolbox. It doesn't take that much time. It's pretty affordable if you want to do it yourself. Definitely recommend get a website, get a Google My Business profile. Real quick, I will just mention that I'm going to keep going with the questions, but just want to mention real quick, this video is sponsored by Zip Capital. I have talked about it quite a bit already, but if you want to learn more, there's a link to register on my website down below. There's a link to register on my website in the description of this video. You can click down below and you can register. I'm offering 8% up to 12% fixed returns. The minimum to invest is $25,000. So you have to have $25,000 of cash laying around or sitting in a bank CD or a money market account or a savings account. But if you've got 25 grand and you're an accredited investor and you want to learn more, register on my website. I would love to chat. Do you think a website, let's see, next question. Mango Star. Hi, Zach. I am torn between getting my CPA or going all in on starting my own bookkeeping business. Any advice? Here's my advice. This is exactly what I did. I wanted to become a CPA. So what I did is I started taking one college class at a time because you need a certain number of accounting credits and college credits to become a CPA. So here's what you do. Start taking Intro to Accounting, start your bookkeeping business right now. And then over the next 3 years, finish taking your college classes, grow your bookkeeping business, get some experience, and then make the decision if you want to sit for the CPA exam and try to pass and become a CPA. but start your bookkeeping business now. Get some real world experience, learn how to start a business, do the marketing thing, and make some extra money and start taking classes. Start taking college classes, one, maybe two per semester, depending on how much time you have. Listen, we've got, I don't know how old you are, but if you're under the age of 50, then you probably have 20, 30 more years left of working. So at least. So it's a slow game. Be patient and just get started today. Just start your bookkeeping business today, and you can always become a CPA in the future. Start taking college classes, slowly work up to it. Let's see. Do you think, okay, I've been following for over a year. You've been a huge motivation for me to start my own side business, growing slowly. Thanks for everything you share, Garrett. Appreciate you mentioning that. Really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Following me for a year. That's awesome. Thank you so much for following. How would you evaluate a book of business a retiring bookkeeper wants to sell? Honestly, I'm not really interested in buying a book of business. I just don't like that idea. I don't know. I've never done it. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I'm not a huge fan of it. I much prefer just to slowly get my bookkeeping clients over time. But I guess if you find somebody who's willing to sell or finance their business, or if you've got some cash laying around and you want to buy a book of business, I guess it's not a bad idea. That's never been my approach. So I don't even know where to begin trying to give you advice. I'm just going to say I've never done it, and I don't really feel that I have the expertise to give you advice on that. David Wan, Zach, I don't often get to join you live. I want to take the opportunity to thank you for being consistent. Your career path is inspiring. God bless. David, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your kind words. For your cash accounting clients, what types of journal entries do you still find yourself booking? It's different for everybody. I wouldn't even begin to know where payroll. So I split payroll wages and payroll taxes, cash transactions, journal entries. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin. Every client is different. If they use Stripe or a payment processor, I might do a journal entry to record Stripe fees. But basically, anything that occurs that's not a cash transaction, like splitting interest and principal on a mortgage payment, yeah, journal entries are so specific to the business. It's kind of hard to say. Chris, I do marketing for a bigger bookkeeping firm. What do you suggest for marketing if the person promoting isn't doing the bookkeeping? I would just say still try to build relationships. Still try to establish trust, build relationships, give value, educate people. Yeah, it's kind of broad, but that's a unique challenge that you have. So I would try to prove to people how beneficial it could be for them hiring you as a bookkeeper, and then also establish your firm as a bookkeeping expert, help people as much as possible. Help people with their bookkeeping, educate people, provide value, and then once you provide value, then you start to build relationships, and then people start to trust you, and then people are much more likely to hire you. And it kind of ties back into what I was talking about earlier. People are more likely to hire you and pay a higher price for your services because they've been following you for years and they want you. They don't just want a bookkeeper, they want you. People don't just want to invest in a random investment fund. I'm trying to build relationships so people want to invest in Zip Capital. My goal is 30 years of long term sustainability. So I want to build relationships, establish trust with people, just like we're doing right now. My goal is for you to eventually turn into a Zip Capital investor over the next 5-10 years. So it's a long term strategy. There's an online university called WGU that is cheap and allows for taking as many courses as you want at your own pace. Maybe that's a good idea. I don't really know. I don't really have any experience with them, but that's a good idea. Let's see. Shelby, Zach, is there a link to your Facebook group? The one listed is to your personal page. There should be. I'm not sure. There should be a link to the Facebook group. Let me see if I can scroll down real quick. Let me see. No, I guess there's not. Unfortunately, there is not a link to my Facebook group in the description of this video. So sorry. I might try to add it. Maybe I'll try to add it to the next one. Okay, we got time for one or two more questions. Zach, I need a mentor. May I contact you through email? I think I have everything I need so far to be successful. Okay, so in terms of mentorship, I don't offer one on one mentorship, but what I do have is a private group meeting every Monday at 3 p.m. I think it could be good for you. If you have availability, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have a private group meeting. There should be a link to sign up down below. If you want to sign up for that, I think it could be really great. I don't offer one on one mentorship, but there's a group of 20 other bookkeepers, and we meet every Monday. And it's an accountability group, it's a support group. So definitely recommend, if you're available, try to sign up for that group meeting. Just it's 49 bucks per month. So you can just try it. If you don't like it, you can always cancel. And I think you're going to like it. Okay, that's it for the video. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. If you want to follow me on social media, all my social media channels are linked down below. Follow me on social media: Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn. And then also, if you want to learn more about Zip Capital, my real estate private money lending debt fund, then register on my website. It's linked down below. I would love to chat with you if you've got $25,000 or more and looking to invest and earn some passive income. So thank you all so much. Have a great weekend. I will see you all on Tuesday, same time, same place, 10 a.m. every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going live on YouTube. Thanks, everybody.